Hi there, welcome back to the Average Person Advice Channel. I'm the Average Guy Nick, and today we're going to go through how to assemble some furniture, whether it's from like Ikea or Wayfair or something like that. Just go through the general steps to give people sort of an understanding of how to prepare, get ready, and then be able to successfully assemble it without losing your mind. So anyways, let's get to it now, and we'll start walking through the steps. So the first step really is to open up the boxes and get the instructions out to figure out what kind of tools you're going to need and what kind of space is going to be required to assemble it. So cracked a couple of the boxes, found the instructions, going to go through it, get the tools ready, prep the work site, and then we'll get started. So as part of setting up the bed, of course, I had to clear the old frame. So it was attached to a headboard, so to detach it from the headboard and clear the space where we're at it. It was a good opportunity to vacuum and kind of clean up. So now that this is done, I'm going to start bringing up all the components one at a time. We'll do the assembly and get it put together. Okay, so everything's been taken out of the boxes and brought upstairs. Now I'm going to go through the instructions one piece at a time and start doing the assembly. So before you actually get started, it's a good idea to double check basically the quantities and make sure that they match up to what's there. Nothing like getting part way through and realizing that you're missing something. Obviously that is no good. Another thing that makes a lot of sense is to look at the different types and match the components to what you actually received to make sure that it makes sense. A lot of the time too with the pictures there might be a couple of boards or things that look very similar, and by looking at the pictures and seeing exactly what it looks like, you're able to do, say, a matchup and figure out what piece it actually is. So kind of get your bearings first to make sure all the components are in the box and everything's ready to go, and then once you have all of that, then you just kind of start following the instructions one by one by matching up the pictures as well as the numbers on it. So in this case we have D and A here, so we've got A and D, so we know which units are required, and the boards don't actually have numbers on them in this case. Sometimes they do, but if you look at the board and you see what it looks like and you compare it to the picture, generally you can figure out which one it is before you get started. Alright, so it's assembled and I've got the bed back on. Probably took about 4 hours all in to do it, just go through all the steps. Definitely for some of these projects it's better to have two people than trying to do it with one. It wasn't too bad, but instructions were pretty easy to follow, but definitely good solid 4 hours of physical work to get it all put together. So that's it. We've successfully completed doing an assembly. This one wasn't extremely complicated, but it was very time oriented, and that's some of these bigger pieces can take a lot of steps. So even though it's not extremely difficult, just there's a significant amount of time involved. Anyways, I hope it was helpful going through the process and showing you guys some idea of how to do that. Hope everyone's doing well, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Average Guy signing out for now.